And hello everyone. Today I'd really like to show you a little piece of software that I am currently using every single day, which quite simply allows you to transcribe your voice actually, but into any text field whatsoever on your computer. It's called EchoWrite and it's actually based on the various OpenAI APIs, which are quite powerful and effective for this kind of task, which means there are quite few errors and the transcriptions are quite high quality. So I'm going to show you that right now. Quick disclaimer, if you're watching this video and it's in English, it's probably been dubbed. So there's also the examples I'm going to show will actually be me speaking in French. Therefore, it might not quite align with what you're currently hearing, but rest assured the transcriptions are perfectly accurate and correspond to reality. So here the software is running in the background and I'm simply going to launch it with a shortcut. So from this moment on, everything I'm about to say, I won't keep it running for too long, but what I'm going to say will be transcribed immediately after I've stopped the recording here in Sublime Text in this particular instance, but it works on any text field, whether you're in a web browser, in an IDE, in a text editor, writing your emails, it doesn't matter. So if I stop the recording right now, it obviously takes a little bit of time for the transcription to be done, and this is what the final result looks like. And generally speaking, this is the main feature actually, and it's definitely the one that proved to be the most useful. But there are other features, particularly one that I really enjoy, and that is another feature that allows you to do the same thing, but this time to automatically translate what you say, your transcription. So if, for example, I want to create a message in English but I don't want to bother and I want to pronounce it in French, well, I just have to do it like I'm doing it now, and by using a different shortcut to stop the recording, it will not only transcribe what I'm saying, but it will also translate it, in this particular case, into English, but we can configure it for any other language. And that's really all there is to it. And finally, in addition to all of this, we can also decide to set up customized prompts, which will allow us, much like with translation, to do pretty much whatever we want. For example, I've created a profile for it to draft emails in a business format. So that is to say, I will simply speak I will speak in a very familiar, very normal language, and he will retranscribe my words and put them into a professional email format. So with the language a little bit more formal, by signing the email. Well, that's what I told him just now. So if we try this now, we can actually assign a different shortcut for each of the custom prompts we want to create. That way, we can trigger whatever we want at any given moment. So in this custom scenario here, if let's say in my example, if I want to write an email to someone, hey, I got your request, but I don't have time to answer you this afternoon, so I'll get back to you tomorrow. I'll take a look at it tonight and I'll reply tomorrow as soon as I possibly can when I have the time. So there's a possibility that it might take a little bit longer, obviously, and that's it. So Madam Sir, well, he might have overdone it a little on the regarding the formality of the response, but anyway, it transcribed my words, it signed as I told it. And so you can imagine doing pretty much anything depending on your use cases, your typical use cases. You can even tell it to translate what you say into a very specific language. So you can absolutely do as you please. That's the gist of it. And finally, we have a small history of all the transcriptions we've made, so you can clear them, or you can review them, or you can copy paste them. That's about it. So there's a free version that you can use and test out. I've put the link for you in the description. And one last thing, regarding its use, you actually need to use your own OpenAI API key. So you might think that this comes with quite a few API fees and so on, because of course OpenAI's API isn't free. But overall, you can, if you use it pretty normally every day, Even if you do dozens of transcriptions, it will barely cost you a few cents. It's really not expensive. You'd have to go to great lengths for it to start costing even a few dollars. So you have plenty of room to spare. And of course, you can a little bit configure all the models that you from OpenAI that you want to use. So I use Whisper one for the translation, for the transcription. Sorry. But there are other OpenAI models that can cost more or less. So these ones cost about the same price. This one might be a little cheaper, but then perhaps a bit less powerful, but it could be sufficient for your needs. And in the same way for the management of translations and custom prompts, it's the classic GPT-5 models that are used. And there, similarly, you can use whichever one you prefer, the one that best corresponds to your specific needs and your quality requirements. There you go.